Wow, here is a light fixture that is installed, and it is not up to code. As you can see, there is no box behind it, and it is not up to code. So we'll just unscrew it, we'll unplug it here. And this outlet is not very strong there either, so we'll take our bulb out. The socket is still good though. And as you can see, it's hooked up with just the lamp cord without any box behind it. So that is not up to code. Here in the country I was born in, a box is always required behind all your devices. And the minimum gauge wire is number 14 on a 15 amp circuit breaker. Okay, so we'll put a box up here for a light. So we'll put it up about right here so it's out of the way of being bumped into. And we'll drill a hole in here. With our screw gun to put our ground screw in. Okay, so open up our knockout to put our wire into here. come out. And we'll come over to our gate. We'll use our plastic Romex connector here. Just push it in like this. It just pops in. You need to hear the little tab snap there. Bring our wire up so it's nice and flat and straight. We'll bring it into our box like this. So it's nice and straight. Now this one will run over to our light switch. So we'll take our other Romex connector and we'll push it in here. Here it snap. We'll push our Romex into the box here. And we'll come over this way, we'll run it nice and neat, and we'll come down here and we'll put our switch over here. wire a light up here. Use a bucket to balance on. Okay, so rip our wire out of the jacket here. Make sure you get all your debris out. Okay, so here in the country I was born in, the black is live, white is neutral, the bare or the green is the ground. Red and blue are also live colors. However, you may find white live in a switch loop on a 110, 120 volt circuit like right here, and in a 220, 240 volt circuit where the appliance does not require neutral. So we'll get our ground wire around our green screw here. Close our loop. And let's make sure it's tight. Make sure it's tight. And make sure our copper is under the screw head all the way. So we'll get our two ground wires together here. We're grounding our box. They're even here, and you never just twist your ground wires. You have to either put a wire nut or a crimp sleeve on them. Okay, now we can fold our ground wires back into our box here. Get it back so it's not going to touch anything. Okay, so we have a the black wire is going to be live here at the white. Our black feed wire is going to go to our white switch wire here. Okay. Clip them. Strip them with our 14 gauge hole. Now, according to the NEC, we have to remark this white wire live. We can use red tape. So we'll just remark it live. So we'll get them together here, get our insulation even at the top here. We'll just twist them so nice even here. Click them so they're even on the end. And we'll put our wire nut on. Make sure insulation's up inside the wire nut, which it is. So we can get this back into our box and get it out of our way. Now we'll hook our black and white up to our light fixture. And you always put your wire around this screw, the direction your screw turns. And you'll see a silver screw, which is your neutral, the brass, which is your live. The live wire goes to the little button in the back, and the white wire goes to the threaded socket. So we'll bring our wires down here, we'll put them around the screws. Tight, and we'll put our black wire. If you put it around the screw backwards and you tighten the screw, you'll open the loop. So you put it always go the direction that your screw turns. Make sure it's nice and tight. We have a nice connection like that there. And we'll screw our fixture back into our box here. Let's see if these screws are going to be long enough. If they are, we're using. If they're not, we have others here. Let's see if they're going to fit. Nope, they're not going to reach. Now we can put our fixture onto our box here. Now I'm going to make sure our wires don't get in the way of our screw holes here. And make sure they don't get pinched when I screw the socket in. Make sure our wires aren't in the way of this screw. No, not the way of this. Make sure it's, you don't, when you tighten this, you don't want to over tighten it because you'll crack the porcelain. Put our box right here. I'll come up to about right here. Okay, so we'll lay our wire nice and flat along where we're going to staple it here. Get a couple more staples up here. I'll put the box right here. One more staple here. Box right here like this. Because according to the NEC, we have to bond our ground to the box and to our device. And we'll use our plastic push-in Romex connector. It has the nice little easy installation connectors on it. more staple up here right next to our box. So everything's all nice and stable here. Okay, so now we can put our ground wire around our green screw in the back of the box. Okay, so we'll push our wires back so they're out of the way here. Get our green round wire around that green screw here. Make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, again we'll have to mark our white wire live. Strip our wires, take about an inch off so I get the copper under the screw head all the way around. I don't get the insulation pinched anywhere. Oh, there's one more screw. I'll put one more screw into this box. Make sure it's all nice and solid here. Okay, so the ground wire goes on the green screw. Make sure it's nice and tight and your copper's under the screw head all the way around. Flip it around. Now it doesn't matter which screw you put the two switch loop wires onto. Close the loop the direction our screw turns. Make sure it's nice and tight and you don't get the insulation pinched and the copper's under the screw head all the way around. Close the loop the direction our screw turns. Make sure it's nice and tight and get a nice connection like this here. And when I fold this into our box, I'm going to keep our ground wire over on this side away from our terminals here. If it was a three-way switch, I'd zigzag it down on the bottom. But since it's a single pole, I'll just keep it on this side where there's no terminals. Here in the country I was born in, down is off, up is on. Okay, so okay, this is 14. So it's coming out of this box. This is our wire we're going to be tapping into. Pull a couple of these staples out here. This wire is number 12 and it's on a 20 amp, so we have to put it up here because this is 14 on a 15 amp. We'll put a box up here and make sure our door's not going to hit it. I'll put it right up flush against the beam here. Where's my tester? Cut our wire right about here. enjoy looking for my knife. If you cut the wire, you cut the wire. You don't get frustrated. You just tape it up. But I'm going to look and make sure I didn't. Because frustrating does not help anything. It doesn't change anything. Okay, no, I didn't cut anything. Okay, now get our wire that goes into our light here. Nope, too short. It'll be a miracle if I... Oh, here's my hammer. Don't act stupid, just leave it. can start hooking our wires up. Okay, so we'll take our paper off our conductors here. That has a black tracer in it. See that black tracer? That's your live wire. See how this one has no tracer in it? That's your neutral. So we'll just get our wires lined up even like this. I'm not going to twist this older cloth and rubber wire. So I'll just line them up even like this. Put our wire nut on. And I don't want to crumble the old insulation. And we'll just fold it up into our box. Okay, we'll get it up into our box. Now we'll get our black wire here. Make sure our wires are stripped the same length. See how our insulation lines up evenly here? So we'll get them lined up even like this. Copper even at the bottom, insulation even at the top. Take our yellow wire nut. Okay, they're a little long, so I'm going to just take a little bit off, not a lot, just a little bit. Okay, now they're nice and, okay, so I'm still a little long, so let's take a bit more. Okay, get them our copper even at the end and our insulation even at the top. Take our wire nut. Make sure our insulation is going to go into the bottom of the wire nut. Now look, make sure our insulation is up in the wire nut, which it is. And we'll just fold it up in here. Now we'll just take our ground wire, we'll fold it up so it's out of our way here. Don't want to touch something that's live and make it live, so we'll get it up out of our way, away from everything up here, and we'll be able to put our cover on this box. Okay, so again we'll get all your debris out. Okay, I'll bring the camera up closer so you can see better. I'll show you up close. I love seeing the red dot. I just love it so much when I think it's recording. So I'm going to just open this up again for you. So we stripped our black wires and the wire nut twisted them. See how we got our copper even at the end? And this older wire looks like it's aluminum, but it's copper because it's a tinned copper. And you can see the black tracer in this older wire here. And I'll show you what I did to the white wires. I just love the red dot. I love it so much. Okay, so they all stayed even, and see how our insulation's even at the top, our copper's even on the end, and there's no black tracer in that cloth there, and that's our neutrals. Learn to love failure. Learn to love it. So we just did it again to get rid of what we lost. Okay, so now we'll just finish everything up. We'll just put our cover on the switch box here. I can find my Phillips screwdriver. If I can't, I won't complain. I'll just use my flathead. And it looks like I'm going to use my flathead. So don't get frustrated over not being able to find stuff. So put our cover on. Well, I'll just use my screw gun because I don't let not being able to find my Phillips bother me. I refuse to. Just refuse to. There it goes. If I don't find that screw, I'll just grab another one, that's all. It's gone, it's gone. It looks like we're going to have to just get another one. But it's not worth frustrating over it. No, it isn't. You don't frustrate over stuff. It's not going to help. I'll shine a light, and if I find it, I find it. If I don't, I don't. Okay, so we're going to have to just get another one. And I'll just put it on the list to get when we go to Lowe's. So, we are all done. We'll just have to remember to get another screw. Peace. Thanks for watching. Remember, don't let losing stuff bother you. Don't let it get you down. It's not going to help you. If you lose something, can't find it, forget about it. It's in the past. Just buy another one. Peace.